Yo, what's up, family? It's your boy YoungMully. Now check this shit out, gang. Manchester City are reported to be closing in on Haaland, the highly rated Norwegian striker, one of the best young talents around. Haaland's dad, Alfie, used to play for Manchester City before Kane ended his career, so there are already some family links between Haaland and Manchester City. Now, Sky Sports were reporting today that Manchester City are willing to trigger Haaland's release clause of 75 million. And these days, that is a quite low fee, especially when you think about like Manchester United paying 80 million for Maguire, Arsenal paid 72 for Pepe, Chelsea 100 million for Lukaku, and lastly but not least, motherfucking 72 M's for Kepa. Now, hella M's and hella L's in this list I just mentioned. And I haven't forgotten Grealish for 100 M's too, but that shit too early to say cause Grealish might yet turn into a demon next season. Now, the question around the streets is, who's better option for Manchester City right now? Erling Haaland or Harry Kane? Now, everybody knows last year Manchester City went full in for Harry Kane, but Daniel Levy was just stubborn as a motherfucker. And this time around, Manchester City look to have chosen another candidate to replace their legendary player in Sergio Aguero. Now, both options have advantages and disadvantages. When you compare their stats from this season, this is how it looks like. Now, if we start with the advantages Harry Kane has, is the fact that he's a low risk buy. Sure, it will cost at least 100 million, but you know he ain't gonna flop. If he has popped and he has done it at Spurs in the Premier League, imagine with better players around him. Kane has been consistently good over the years. And even this year, motherfuckers were trying to diss him because he had a slow start. But since January, he's turning up again. And thanks to him and Son, Spurs are favorites to finish in the top 4. Another advantage the homie has, he's often fit and he's not prone to injuries. You rarely see Kane struggling with injuries like that. On the other side, the disadvantage with Kane is he has a low resale value because he's gonna turn 29 this summer. But that's not such a big deal, especially these days thinking about Benzema and Lewandowski, who are still doing their shit. They're still popping at 33 and 34 years old. But you know for sure you ain't gonna get 100 million back you spent to get him in the first place. Now, first thing first, the advantage with Haaland is the fact he's gonna turn only 22 this summer. That means he has a high resale value. And on top of this shit, this means he has a bigger room for improvement and development. And if he turns out to be the player we're all expecting him to be, at 27 he can be sold for another 200 million. You see the difference? Now, it is said to be Haaland's release clause is around 70 to 75 million. Now, if that shit is true, I don't know if we can confidently label this as an advantage, but definitely it's not a disadvantage because that means even bum teams like Arsenal can trigger his release clause. But that will in return cause clubs to offer way higher salaries in order to convince him to join them. And this thing can have its own consequences on its own, such as discontent among other star players in the team and so on and so forth. And even disrupting the wage structure at the club. That's why Klopp said a project like Haaland would be impossible for Liverpool to complete. But one thing for sure, Haaland is considered to be one of the biggest talents alongside Mbappe. And for that money, that shit looks cheap as fuck. Now, it's funny I said that cause Mbappe could be even leaving for free to Real Madrid this summer. But anyways man, y'all get the point, you feel me? Now, the biggest disadvantage with Haaland at this point in time is the fact that this season he struggled with injuries. He just played 20 games in the league the whole season. This doesn't mean he's injury prone like that, but when you take a look at his injury record, just in the last 12 months he's been out with a muscular problem on 3 different occasions. Now, I ain't no doctor out here, but we all know how muscular problems fucked up many players' careers. To name a few, Sturridge, Chamak, Diaby, Luis Saha, Pato, etc, etc. And we all know how injuries can stop or slow down even the greatest talents in world football. Just take a look at Ronaldo. Now both players are kinda different, they have their own styles and stuff, and based on that too, people will have different preferences. But what y'all think, man? Which striker do you think is best suited to Manchester City? And which striker do y'all think Manchester City should cap this summer? Because at the moment, Manchester City look like they finna wrap up Haaland, man. But let me know your thoughts in the comment box. It's your boy YoungMully. Let's subscribe, it's lit.